Welcome to the Power Chamber Podcast.
The only PCP that can't keep a straight face.
Yeah.
Way to go, Nick. You ruined the show.
Oh, yeah? Now we have to clean up.
Now we have to cancel.
This will be the final episode of the Power Chamber Podcast.
Yeah.
It will be missed.
And what better way to end it than by starting a completely new segment
Yes.
where we watch Sentai series.
Yeah.
Me and Nick, well, I finished my first Sentai series. Nick had already seen Dairanger.
Yeah, most of
prior
it.
to.
Not all of it, but yeah.
Yeah, you were at least familiar with the concept of what a Sentai was.
Yeah, somewhat, yeah.
We just finished Power Rangers Dairanger.
Gosei Sentai Dairanger.
That's what I said.
Okay. Yeah, this is a long-awaited review of this show.
Man, people really want to hear us talk about it.
I started watching this show a couple years ago.
Years?
Yeah, no, it took me a while. It took me a while to finish this show.
We knocked it out in a couple weeks.
Yeah, I know, right? And then, like, as soon as you were like, I want to watch it too, and we had to rewatch the whole thing.
Yeah, start to
in
finish.
Like a number of weeks, which I think actually helped because I could actually watch stuff from the beginning again.
It was a lot of fun. Was Dairanger.
A lot of fun.
Yeah.
That's not the word I would describe.
Really?
A lot of fun?
Well, I mean,
Really?
the same way Digimon is a lot of fun.
Digimon's not a lot of fun either. What the heck are you
It
talking
totally
about?
is. It's so much fun.
Yeah. You remember...
It's so strange.
You remember when Waymon and Wizardmon died?
Yeah, I remember
that. That was a laugh riot.
Do you remember that time there was an episode where
great.
Patamon and Elecmon just did a tug of war?
I don't remember that, actually.
Seriously?
Yeah.
It was after they got separated in the island with Devamon just breaking everybody up, and then Patamon and TK end up in the primary village where Elecmon is watching over babies.
Oh, yeah.
Do you really not remember this?
Wow.
I'm just going to recap Digimon for you.
You're just going to kill me before we can get a chance to talk about Dairanger.
Sorry, Dairanger.
I dared speak against Digimon.
I have to compare Dairanger to Digimon just a little bit.
Really?
I mean, come on.
I don't know if it's the same thing.
No, but it's an anime. Like, just a team-up kind of thing. Everybody's got their own stuff going on. There doesn't... Up until, like, the last 5 episodes, it doesn't feel like it's, like, just a team thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I guess... Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Like samurai.
Everybody
gets a chance
has their
to
own
shine.
stuff, and it's an interesting way of doing character arcs that I'd never seen. There's a lot of start and stop. There's like... They'll do something and they'll be like, okay, let's put a pin in that. Yeah. Focus on something else.
And then, like,
we'll put
14 episodes later.
we'll get back to this. Trust me.
Promise,
But we gotta focus on
we
this
won't
other
forget.
stuff first. It's weird because it's like, it's keeping pace with the show. Everybody's character arcs are going on simultaneously.
Yeah.
But
it never feels like it's on top of each other. They're never, like, interfering or clashing.
That's a good point, yeah. Well, I mean, because they all have their own side characters and whatever.
Yeah, they have their own side plots and stuff.
Yeah.
I think the biggest background ranger is probably Kazu.
Probably, yeah.
Playing Dairanger Yellow.
Yeah.
It's not his fault. We just got a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, that's
like
true.
The best that he has is he gets to introduce the Turtle Zord.
Kamyo.
The Chi Beast. Ki Beast. I don't know. I don't speak Japanese. I don't.
Yeah, I know. It's okay. We are dumb Americans.
Yeah.
But we can still appreciate this show.
We can. And it was I think Dairanger was a good place to start.
Yeah?
For Power Rangers fans in particular.
I don't know about that. I mean, this goes a lot farther than Power Rangers does.
It still eases you into it, though. Like, you have a lot of the same stuff that Power Rangers has, you know. You get your Red Ranger meeting up with the team. Ninjago! Sorry, excuse me.
What the heck was that?
I sneezed. You know.
What the heck? Yeah.
Lynn's just the girl one, which is, I mean, I don't know. It feels like there's this, like, cultural barrier between us and the show. A little
between that. Well, I mean, yeah, and it's also, like, 1993, so that probably has something to do with it a little bit.
Maybe, but, you know, I can watch Power Rangers and still be like, oh, okay, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
There's just, you know, stuff that happens, like, man, Ko is a real...
Yeah.
Ooh, this is a punk.
Yeah, to start out, yeah.
Yeah.
But there's like an arc there.
Well, he has like a really depressing backstory.
Yeah, there's all this other stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
A very depressing backstory that you called immediately.
Yeah, but I did that a lot with this show.
I know, right? Because I was sitting there being like, oh man, it's going to be so cool whenever we reveal this. And it's going to be like, oh, I didn't know. And then all of a sudden you would say something and I'd be like...
I'm sorry, dude. I've been through way too much to just accept with things, things are good. What's going to happen?
Well, no, this show is not a happy show, I would say.
No.
That's why I disagree with the fact that you say it's fun, because there's a lot of death and destruction.
Yeah, but never...
People are bleeding on screen.
Yeah, but, I mean...
Return of the Jedi.
We didn't have a Ranger die on us.
That's true. That's true. Yet.
No, not in Dairanger. Never
probably
happened.
Get there at some point.
I doubt we're going to get there with Kaku Ranger.
Well, yeah, maybe
Which
not.
we just started Kaku Ranger. We're, 6 episodes in or something?
Yeah, something like that.
But, man, these shows are long.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're about as long as, the Power Rangers are supposed to be, or how Power Rangers started out.
Right.
Being that length.
They don't have to be that long. 32 episodes. That's all you need. Tell a good story.
No.
Yes.
I think with Dairanger, given how much...
Oh, with Dairanger specifically.
Much story there is...
But there's stuff that you can cut.
Like what?
Like Black War Greymon, just all of that stuff.
No, you don't.
Jin was not important to the Rangers.
Dude, Ryu and...
Yes, it gave him an arc, but it wasn't really
Warrior and fighting.
We didn't need any of that. We just focus on Daigo and Kuzaku for the season.
It was cool, though. And it also gave him something to do. That way the show doesn't feel like it's totally Daigo focused.
Well, I mean, it feels that way anyway.
No, it doesn't.
It does.
It doesn't.
I mean, it's Daigo who's the most important one, and then Shoji, who's just managing to stay relevant just because of how energetic he is.
Yeah.
I love that guy. He's doing a great job with the character. And then you got Lynn, who's doing, her own character stuff, but... Not really, because she doesn't really have a character.
Yeah, they do kind of just latch her on to Ko, and then that's
Ko and Gohan, they just staple that guy. He's an emotion lord. He just comes in and wrecks the Rangers for no reason. It's like, hey, don't cheat, or something.
Yeah, he says something like
that. Was another thing, it never felt like the show was trying to beat your head with the moral, you know what I mean?
That's a good, I know, and it was a good refresher, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Because this is such a drastically different thing.
This is the anti-Ninja Steel.
Yeah.
This is what happens when you have, stuff to do with your characters.
Yeah, everybody's doing stuff that's, important and all this other thing.
You also can cut all of the cameo stuff with Kazu.
Don't.
You really can. Just introduce the Zord. It's fine.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what Power Rangers
That's exactly what they did.
But, I don't know. It's nice that that's, kind of a thing. It at least gives... Because you get to the end, or you get to the final arc, and they have to use everybody else's spirit in order to get their powers back, and that really cool shot, that was awesome.
Yes, Jungle Fury.
That's the point. So that's why we gave these people their own side characters and all this other stuff.
Right. Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
it's the Dino Charge thing over again.
What?
Well, I mean, how Dino Charge had a bunch of characters that had their own side characters, Riley had his brother, and Tyler had his dad. Shelby had her dad.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Chase had Chloe and his mom, even though they never interacted.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, well, we didn't need that.
We really didn't.
I think this does a lot more with that, mostly because they're given a lot more time.
Yeah, they have so much time, and it feels like they just packed all of this story into all this time.
Yeah.
Even though, after the first 15 episodes, I'm going to say, after the first arc, we get into this real weird, episodic place.
Well, no, it's after the first 10.
After the first 10? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because it's the season opens with, a succession of two-parters. It leads off, ends with episode 10, they get a Megazord, and then immediately after that, we go into the Daigo Kujaku stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
They kick off the show for me.
Yeah.
Daigo and Kujaku.
Well, I mean, because that's your ongoing narrative at that point.
Right. Even though we introduced Ryo's dad, we got rid of that in an episode. Well, a two-parter.
Well, yeah, but I mean, he's dead. His parents are dead. What the hell? What else are you supposed to do with that?
Well, I mean, why he's half Gorma?
Yeah, well, that's the whole point. Like, the show has this theme of, like, evil doesn't really exist, kind of. You know, because there's a lot of characters, there's a lot of villains, especially, that, like, turn to the side of good, or have been good, or used to could be good, and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a clear theme within the season.
Redemption.
That this is what's happening. Yeah.
There's also this weird, like, kind of subplot with Shoji and Lin, where he'll like make some weird comment about how pretty she is, or
he only did that once,
he is,
and you like latched onto that for whatever reason.
No, they do it multiple times.
They did it like 3 times.
Yes, they keep bringing it up.
50 episode season.
That's what I'm saying. Like they keep bringing it up, like we're supposed to care, and I'm like, why?
It's not important, dude.
No, it's not. It doesn't go anywhere.
But I think that's kind of like a cultural thing, like you were saying, like. Because she's a girl, they have to talk about how attractive she is.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about. Like, it feels like she just hangs out with all these guys waiting for one of them to ask her to marry him.
That's not what happens.
It feels like what's happening.
No.
But again, that's that cultural barrier. Like, I don't get.
Well, I think it's more or less just female representation on the show. Lynn should have kicked
the crap out of Ko, like, multiple times.
Well, I mean, she's like twice his age.
So?
I see what you're saying. That just because of the whole gender politics and all that.
Right, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, they're drastically different people from, like, any of the Rangers that we've seen in the past.
I don't know. I think Lynn is closer to Lily than if anybody else.
Then what? Lily?
Yeah, because she can kick some ass. It's awesome.
She can.
She also has one of the better focused episodes of the season.
Yeah. She did Dana's plot properly.
Oh, yeah, I know. It was weird, wasn't it?
It was so strange.
We finally did the modeling thing.
Yeah.
To fantastic effects.
Yeah. It came to fruition, and it was so good. Like, all the way through. Lynn's good. The villains are good. The story's good.
Yeah, I know.
If you haven't seen the show, you should probably check it out.
Yeah, I know. It's good.
It's good particularly for Power Rangers fans, I think.
Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, I don't know about that because it's like, it goes a lot farther. I don't know if you, like, I don't consider this to be a kid's show, just with how much violence there is.
This is Dragon Ball Z, you know, with live action, yeah.
Yeah, it is more or less closer to the live action anime thing.
It is, and sometimes we'll forget the Rangers are there. That's why you can cut all the Jin stuff. If you were just to do like a Power Ranger season, there's not enough of the Rangers in that storyline.
I will give you no. Yeah, there's not enough of the Rangers in that storyline, but you could say that about Kujiko also.
I mean, I guess.
I mean, because Daigo's really the only major one that interacts with her.
Yes, but
everybody else is just kind of standing around.
She kicks off stuff with the villains.
Yeah, I know.
So that's why she's important.
But so does Jin, so I mean... Yeah, he does, because he gets Zaido something to do.
Not immediately.
Well, yeah, but eventually.
Eventually. We got to take, two
episodes. The one episode to introduce him, and then immediately after that, he dies.
Yes, but when we introduce him, he's not like a monster. He's not like... He's just a dude who decided to go around and kill Kung Fu masters
because of his backstory.
Yeah, he has a metal hand, and... He's just an anime character.
Yeah, no, it's awesome.
Seriously.
Jin is one of my favorite characters, which
He's
is
super
why
cool.
I'm like, no, you can't cut it out. Because it's one of the coolest things in the show.
Yes, I agree with you, but I'm saying...
When these people die, you actually care.
Right. But even... Would you compare this show to, like, Mighty Morphin?
No.
With the 50-episode structure?
No.
No?
Well, mostly because this doesn't have the same structure as Power Rangers in terms of, like... They don't ever do stop and start character arcs.
Yeah,
usually just do like a one and done, and it'll either be a filler episode. Like you never have a point in Power Rangers where they're like, I'll talk about my brother here and there, and then he'll go away, and then we'll come back like 3 episodes later or something like that. That never happens in Power Rangers.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I'm trying to think if that did ever happen.
No. It didn't.
Fine then.
It's such a drastically different way of storytelling. Like I haven't even seen this in anime, and
I think you were right. Like the closest we can get to this kind of storytelling is the Attitude Era.
Yeah, WWE.
Yeah. You got all these people who don't feel like one thing. They're like individual people with different ranks. Got their own stories going on. They're telling their own like personal narratives. Yeah, exactly.
So and that's the closest thing I can compare it to, just because like of how that's structured in terms of this.
Yeah.
Except they kind of apply it to us like a superhero thing here.
I do think that the show kind of copped out at the end.
No, the finale is one of my biggest issues with the show. Mostly because I don't think it's a good episode. Like the last episode
is very strange.
Bad.
Like it feels like we forgot we had a deadline. Like we were scheduled to go like 10 more episodes, but we had to stop all of a sudden.
I don't know about that. It just seemed like because the whole show was talking about like, you know, nobody is good. Nobody is like all good or all bad. It's just this gray area exists, and that's kind of where most of these people live.
Right,
is within this gray area. Yeah. But then we get to the end, and you find out most people were like made out of clay, and it's very bizarre.
Well, it's a metaphor.
And then
it's a never-ending struggle.
Yeah, I know. And then they're like, oh no, well this struggle is like forever and eternity, and that's how you know. Good versus evil. There can't be light without darkness, and all that.
Right,
stuff.
Evil never dies.
Yeah,
they can't. There can't.
And then just
without evil, there can be no good. So it must be good to be evil sometimes,
or something like that. Yeah.
I'm bad, and that's good.
Yeah. Well, I just because it comes out of nowhere whenever he starts talking about it, like, well, this fight is eternal and all this other stuff.
Yeah. And
then like we jump 50 years.
Yeah, for no reason.
For no reason.
It's like suddenly 50 years went by, and okay.
And everybody's got these really bizarre costumes.
Well, they're just
old makeup and all this other stuff.
It's old age makeup, but it's anime old age makeup. You know,
it's like exaggerated.
What's the name of the Street Fighter dude with the eyebrows? That's what Daigo looked like.
You're talking about the Tekken?
The Tekken dude, with the eyebrows. Sorry, I don't. Mortal Kombat, dude.
Yeah. I don't know.
That's what Daigo looked like.
Yeah, I know. It was weird.
So that's what I'm saying. It's like an exaggeration.
But they jumped it 50 years so they can be like, oh yeah, this
never-ending struggle.
Never-ending struggle. And I'm like, well, that's not an optimistic ending, but everybody's acting like this is all happy.
Well, I mean, they won at the end of the day.
I don't think they did because like I still
their
don't know.
Powers bailed on them for some reason.
I still don't know what the heck happened with the whole mud clay thing. Like everybody turns out to be made out of clay. And I'm like, well, who the heck built the clay?
Evil.
There was no closure there.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that like the Sentai World movie, which we'll watch after we're done with Kaku Ranger, that answers some of those questions because I'm really frustrated that I didn't get any closure. Like, because this show is so very story oriented and self-involved, and every plot line has like a major end to it. Every story arc has a major end to it.
I agree.
Definitive.
I know.
But then in the last arc, we just dropped the ball.
No, it
disintegrated. the ball disintegrated is what happened.
Just like the villains. Yeah. For no reason.
But yeah, no, that was one of my bigger...
It's a very strange universe that these people live in.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's what I imagine, like, the Voltron Force people live in.
Oh, I don't know.
Where they're, like, where the superheroes are, like, you know, officers.
Common? Yeah. Oh, yeah, no. Oh, that's what you're talking about. Yeah.
They're well-known.
That's like
people know...
That's like a Sentai thing. Like the whole...
We never have people talking about, what's a Power Ranger?
The whole keep your identity secret thing, that's not a thing in terms of Sentai. Or at least not in any ones that I've seen. Cause
Code did it.
They always go by... Yeah, that's true. Code did do it.
But
they always go by like...
For like a flimsy reason, and that's again just the cultural thing.
Yeah, but they always go by like... These people are the Dairangers. People know these are the Dairangers. Like Zero Ranger did that also. I don't know if Kaku Ranger's doing it currently because it's supposed to be like Secret Ninja Force and whatever.
I don't know what they're.
It's okay. We're not going to talk about that.
They own a food truck.
But
they're not like in high school.
Was an interesting.
Yeah,
was an interesting thing to see because.
And of course, we had to compare him to the only child that's played a Power Ranger so far, Justin. And the first thing is that. Well. Yeah, it was done really well. The first thing is that the hidden identity thing really helps.
Yeah.
Like, he just shows up for the fight, and he's always hanging around with the Rangers just because, you know, he's their friend.
Yeah.
You know? He never has to tell them, you know, Also, he's like, can you imagine like Justin coming up? I got this black guy from karate class, you know?
Oh, yeah. Like if they did something like that. Well, I mean, I don't know if they could necessarily pull that off.
But something equivalent.
Yeah,
like, you know,
something like that. Like,
give him a high five and have him go, I hurt my shoulder.
That's true. Yeah,
you know?
we could have done something like that. Like they just have a mysterious Blue Ranger.
But like the way Justin was introduced was a really like.
Big deal.
No, it wasn't. That's the thing. Like everybody was just angry.
Everybody was like, "This is a big deal. You're 12."
Yeah, they was.
Yeah,
it's weird because I don't think Ko is a better Ranger. Than Justin.
No, but there's a lot of stuff that they do in terms of like because they give him a plot. And they give him an actual character.
It doesn't make me feel sorry for him.
And story related stuff. Bastard. Well, I mean, it's interesting, is what I'm saying. It's not just the goal here was to make a child be a ranger.
Justin was also had that stuff with his dead mom and his dad being
dead
gone
mom.
all the time.
That's not a thing.
You're a liar.
No, it's not a thing because they changed his backstory, man.
No, his mom's dead.
We talked about that when we reviewed
his dad's always at work.
Yeah,
and he's got to be
the show,
a savant in high school.
In the Turbo movie, they were like, "Oh man, yeah, I got to bring that up now." No, with the Turbo movie, he's like, "Yeah, my dad had to close his karate tournament, whatever, in dojo, and my mother's dead, and that's not what it is in the show." And so they have you changed, but I'm just saying it's not important. I mean, it is important in the fact that it kind of leads us into Chase into Space.
Yes, exactly. That's the reason he doesn't leave with them.
That's not the whole, like...
It's like a self-sacrifice thing.
I know. And
it's super cool.
That's where it really works, but I'm just saying, like, for Ko, they gave him a villain.
Yeah, they gave him his own counterpart.
Yeah.
Which, again, I thought that helped
that's a good
Ko
idea
as well. Yeah, that's a great idea. Like, if Justin had fought Prince Sprocket, like, just...
Yeah, that would have been great.
One-on-one. Yeah. That could have worked.
Yeah.
But the way he's introduced in the movie.
Yeah.
God, it's so stupid.
Yeah, I know. It's bad. But we've already talked about it.
Yes, we have.
I also thought that it was really... It's very dark in terms of, like, his storytelling. Because he's got abandonment issues, like Lloyd. I gotta bring that up. Sorry.
Yeah, okay. Like Lloyd.
Lloyd has abandonment issues.
But he wasn't abandoned. His mom was kidnapped.
Yeah, I know, but he didn't know that.
Yeah.
Everybody was telling him his mom was dead.
Yeah. He just thought she was missing.
Akumaru also has abandonment issues.
Yeah, but that's his fault.
Yeah. What the heck are you talking about that is his fault? His mom abandoned him and his dad hates him.
Yeah.
This really gets into a weird child abuse place.
Yeah, it does. But that's the parallel between Akumaru and Ko. Like that's what makes them different.
Yeah, that's true.
That's why one of them's Power Ranger.
Hatred, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Let the hate flow through you. It's very Star Wars is this show.
Yeah, I know. It's very Star. There's a lot of stuff that they just pull from Star Wars,
including the fucking music. I'm sorry.
That's a very I know.
Yeah,
it's a very bizarre thing.
Sometimes we'll just be watching a fight scene and it'll go dun 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 dun, and I'm like, how even did that happen?
Well, I mean, because they just I think they were more or less inspired by it, and it's very interesting, isn't it? Like,
it's cool. I mean,
Power Rangers inspired by Star Wars, but Sentai in turn is also inspired by Star Wars. In terms of like storytelling and also music.
Sure.
They don't ever go like this is sci-fi, because I don't think we've ever gone into sci-fi yet.
We haven't had a sci-fi Sentai yet.
Yeah.
In
terms of what I've seen, at least. Cause
me neither.
The one.
The one show. But it's a good show.
I know.
I would rank this in like my top 10 Power Ranger shows.
Well, yeah, I know. This is definitely a lot better, and we definitely needed this after Ninja Steel.
Oh my goodness. I feel like Kaku Ranger is going to be like Ninja Steel though.
I don't know, man, because like
I would really hate it if they wasted 54 episodes.
I get that there's like it's a different type of show, but there's something about it that I'm like, maybe there's something here. Maybe there's something that I can like find charming. You know, like how Pokemon was, how it's like totally inferior to Digimon in terms of story.
Yes, I do.
But there's like some sort of weird, the comedy's top notch and the music's really awesome.
Yes, it's okay.
We'll have to watch it. Is the point I'm making.
We'll get more into that as it goes on. But as for Dairanger, I think it was a good show that ended semi-poorly.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, I think everything that needed to be in the finale was there. The destruction of the Gorma base, them losing their powers.
They just didn't...
Yeah, it feels like they didn't commit all the way to the idea.
Yeah.
Like, Rio almost dies, and, like... I don't know. It just felt very shoot-in to me.
Yeah, well, it just...
Like, this has to be in the anime.
Well, I mean, because they just kind of threw stuff in at the very end for some reason. And I don't know why, because, like, the rest of the show isn't like that.
No, it's not.
Maybe they were rushed. Maybe they were trying to shoot for that whole mythical 55-episode Sentai thing. Yeah, there's a whole... Because, like, the longest-running Sentai is 55 episodes.
Really?
Yeah, or something like that, yeah. The second longest is 55 episodes. So maybe they were trying to shoot for something like that, but they like got their budget cut or something.
I don't know.
So they were like, we gotta end it now.
Yeah, we got to stop now.
I will say, the Serpentera.
Oh yeah, the Great Dragon God.
Yeah.
Or something.
They got a lot of mileage out of that. It's giant.
Yeah,
dragon,
no joke.
Giant.
But I do love that they rip off the solar charge thing just straight from the Sentai, because this thing comes down and it just starts wrecking shop. I mean, it drops the bomb on Japan.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that was the intention.
Yeah, that was what it was supposed to look like.
Yeah.
And he's just wrecking shop, and then all of a sudden it stops.
Yeah.
Goes back into space, and everybody's confused. Like,
yeah, that's true. So that's probably how they came up with the idea of being like, oh, the power died.
Yeah.
This thing that's ultimately huge and humongous and all powerful.
It's massive.
Can't keep it charged to save its life.
It's also very fickle. Yeah. Is Serpentera.
Well, I'm surprised that thing doesn't come back, because like they clearly say that like this battle is never ending and all this stuff, but like that thing never comes back.
But that thing like is meant to keep the balance. I don't know what that was about.
I don't know if that's a thing that comes up later in later Sentai series. If it's like connected to the whole Sentai universe, or if it's just like a Dairanger thing. Maybe something killed it.
Yeah, right.
No, seriously.
The Dragon Zord.
No, can you imagine like if somebody came in and was like, "Oh no, I killed that thing," and they're like, "Oh, this guy means business."
No joke. What, the Beetleborgs?
Yeah. But no, it was a good show, and
it is a good show.
And I find this very odd, because like it's so different from like what Dairanger was, because Dairanger was very. I mean, it does storytelling kind of like this in terms of like some of it is really intense, like the whole Green Ranger stuff, but it's very much aimed at children. All of the major plots, all of the villain plots involve kids in some way.
And Dairanger does the same thing.
Well, I mean, it does to start. By the halfway mark, it just kind of delves into its own plot.
Yes, it gets into the story, but I'm saying when we have the episodic thing, right up to the point where Kameo is introduced, because he's very much like a representation of what children are.
I don't know if that's necessarily the case.
We've
got Ko for that.
No. We got Ko for tragic backstory.
Yeah.
Hue lights.
Yeah, it's very sad.
Yes.
In the most depressing Christmas episode I've ever seen.
Yeah. Merry Christmas.
Oh man, I can't believe they had the balls to do that. Just be like, oh yeah, it's really tragic.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I was like, man, they would never do that in Power Rangers. Not in a million years.
Yeah. But we'll see. Maybe there's a lot of stuff that maybe that's why they decided to choose Kaku Ranger over Dairanger in terms of what the Alien Rangers would be.
Yeah.
Because they could use more of that footage because it's more kid friendly.
I guess.
But a lot of these shows are vastly different from each other, which is weird because I wasn't expecting that.
I mean, me neither. It was so weird.
Because like, sure, Power Rangers has like some seasons that are better than others.
Yes.
But they're more or less the same, or like in terms of like the structure is the same. You never get into one show and it's like the tone is straight up different.
That's not true.
I will say that like
when you go from Jungle Fury to RPM, dude, there's a tone shift.
Really?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, because of the death?
Yes, because of the Terminator thing,
right,
where it just gets Skyneted. Freaking Aperture Science takes over the planet.
That's true, yeah. But I mean,
the Daishi,
RPM
was like a boogeyman. It's the same way Kaku Ranger kicked off. It's just this thing behind this door
That's true.
That gets released. It doesn't immediately like wreck shop.
That's true. And the ancient thing sealed
like
and whatever.
Vengeance, we already was in the fight.
That's
when
true.
We kicked off the show.
We didn't actually. It wasn't like we need to stop the thing before it becomes all powerful.
Right.
Well, the villains have effectively.
Yeah, they won. They already took over the planet.
Yeah, we just gotta hold out hope.
Right. It's like it's kind of like what happened to Jason to Space.
Yeah, I know. Because like the show just changes tone drastically.
Yeah.
Just to kind of get you prepared for
stuff. The story.
I mean, it still involves the same characters, takes place in the same universe. So I mean, it's not that drastic.
It's not a like massive change.
Like
but like
there's not anything.
Jungle Fury Rangers.
There's not like anything in Power Rangers that I would look at and be like, oh, well, that shouldn't be in a kid's show.
Really?
Really?
You remember Daishi talking about I'm going to drink your blood from a goblet made from your skull?
No, that was Bular.
I can't tell the difference.
I know, right? Well, they still had to obey the network rules.
Oh yeah,
they never said the word die.
They can't say death.
They danced around.
They heavily implied it.
Yeah, over your lifeless body.
Yeah, you're not leaving. Period.
As long as these people continue to breathe, you become more useless. Like they very much clearly were like, we need to get this line in there.
Right.
We can't say these
We
words.
can't say this.
Yeah, we got to work around it.
What's a PG way to say I'm gonna skin you alive?
Yeah. For Dairanger, they would just go for it.
Yeah, no joke. But yeah, well, you said this is not a kids show.
Yeah, I know.
Either that, or there's just a drastically.
Well, no, it was weird because like I didn't think that like it was a kids show that was made for children, and then I watched the movie and that's very aimed at kids, and I was like, huh. This is bizarre.
I'm gonna have to check that out.
Well, you've already seen it.
Have I?
Yeah, it was the one with the guy who turned people into cards.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I watched that hoping that it would answer some questions, and it didn't help me.
Nope.
Didn't help me at all.
Well, I wouldn't hold out too much hope.
I don't know, man. Like I just want it to be perfect.
I agree.
And it's very near perfect. It just tripped at the finish line.
I don't know about that.
Really?
I think it's good the way it is.
Yeah.
I agree.
Well,
it just stops. But the idea is that it doesn't stop. Like it just keeps going.
Yeah, but
what I can't understand is why their descendants have the different color suits. Like, Ryo's descendant has the green suit for some reason.
Yeah. Well, maybe that's like a. Yeah, I don't know. Because Sentai, from what I've seen so far, is very ancestry based. Like,
yeah. Well, I mean,
the Zeo Rangers came back from the past. Dairanger, those guys, pass on to their children. And then Kaku Ranger, from what we've seen, their ancestors give them morphers. So
right. Yeah. Freaking Troll Hunter style.
Kinda, yeah. Not really.
It's pretty close to the same thing. They get Jedi ghosts.
That's true. We do get Jedi ghosts. That is true.
Yeah.
But it remains to be seen how that show is going to turn out.
Kaku Ranger, I'm not a fan of.
It's so drastically different.
Yeah, it's dramatically different. We're 6 episodes in. We've already gotten everything done.
I don't know if...
Except for the 6th Ranger plot, which I'm assuming is going to be episode 7.
No. They'll at least hold that out. I'm guessing until episode 20.
I don't...
I mean, because usually that's what happens.
Well, it took us forever. It took us like 8 episodes to get the Megazord.
In Dairanger? Well, I mean, it took us 10 episodes to get the Megazord. But that's because there was, plot... because the structure of that show was, okay, we're going to start something, to be continued, watch next week. And then we finish the story, and then we start something else. That's how that show is designed. There's a huge amount of multi-parters in Dairanger.
Yes.
So, but for
they had story
Ranger,
stuff to do.
It's drastically different, almost made for a completely different audience.
Yeah, a younger audience, a Neo Saban audience.
That's true. Yeah,
that's what it feels like.
Yeah, I know. It feels like we jumped from RPM to the Samurai.
Yeah, we completely lost it.
It's weird because I was like, oh man, this is great. I get to watch how a ninja show is actually done. And then we jump into it, and it's just so weird.
Night Angel was closer to ninjas.
I know, but then it's Kung Fu.
And Lin swore vengeance, and it was awesome.
I know, it was badass.
Yeah, it was so cool.
Did the whole thing.
It was so cool. If you haven't seen Dairanger, definitely check it out.
Yeah, I know. It gets my recommendation. It was definitely a palate cleanser.
Yeah,
and hopefully
it was so refreshing.
You know, if Kaku Ranger sucks, we can at least dive right into O Ranger immediately after.
Yeah, probably not before Super Steel comes out, but yeah.
Well, yeah, because that's next week.
That'll be next week.
Yeah. Stay tuned for the next episode of the podcast.
I'm Ice Chip Andy.
I'm Nick, aka Iron Man 1993, and may the power chamber protect you.